Some mysteries are born in shadow and never leave it. A man with no past, a hijacking with no witness, a crime with no conclusion. In the stormy skies over the Pacific Northwest, one of the greatest unsolved cases in American history took flight, then disappeared without a trace. No fingerprints, no identity, no body. Only questions, whispers, and a name. DB.Cooper. Tonight, we're digging deep into the mystery that still haunts the skies. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe. It helps more than you know. November 24th, 1971. The eve of Thanksgiving. The nation bustled with anticipation and travel. But on one flight from Portland to Seattle, an unassuming man in a dark suit quietly rewrote history. He called himself Dan Cooper, but the world would come to know him as DB.Cooper, the man who vanished into legend. As the Boeing 727 cut through the grey Pacific Northwest sky, Cooper appeared calm, even casual. In seat 18C, he sipped a bourbon and soda, lit a cigarette, and watched the clouds drift past. A quiet passenger, easily overlooked, until he wasn't. About 30 minutes after takeoff, he handed a folded note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner. She didn't read it at first, assuming it was a phone number or a flirtation. But then, in a low, deliberate voice, Cooper leaned in and said, "Miss, you better read that. I have a bomb." The note laid out his chilling demands: $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. With calm precision, he cracked open a briefcase and showed her the inside. Red sticks, wires, a battery. Whether real or not, it looked deadly. From that moment on, the ordinary flight became anything but. The pilot contacted authorities. FBI agents scrambled into motion. The airline followed Cooper's instructions, knowing that lives were on the line. When Flight 305 touched down in Seattle, night had fallen. The passengers were released unharmed. In exchange, Cooper received the money and parachutes. He then instructed the crew to take off once more, heading south toward Mexico City, cruising low at 10,000 feet. Most unusually, he ordered the plane's rear staircase to remain unlocked. Then came the twist that would etch his name into American folklore. Somewhere over the dark, forested wilderness of Washington State, in freezing wind and total blackness, Cooper opened the rear stairway and leapt. Wearing a suit, loafers, and a parachute, with $200,000 strapped to his body, DB.Cooper vanished into the storm. The FBI launched what would become one of the longest and most perplexing investigations in US history. Dozens of planes and helicopters searched the suspected drop zone. Agents combed the woods, rivers, and mountains, but there was no trace of him. No parachute, no footprints, no body. For years, all leads turned cold, until a spark reignited the mystery. In 1980, a young boy digging along the banks of the Columbia River discovered rotting bundles of $20 bills, totaling nearly $6,000. The serial numbers matched the ransom money. Hope surged. But even this clue only deepened the riddle. How had the money ended up there, miles from Cooper's likely flight path? Was it dropped intentionally? Was it lost during the jump? Forensic analysis on Cooper's abandoned clip-on tie later revealed rare metals like titanium and aluminum, materials used in the aerospace industry. It was a tantalizing hint. Did Cooper work in aviation? Was he an insider with intimate aircraft knowledge? investigators pored over thousands of suspects. One man, Richard Floyd McCoy, hijacked a similar flight just months later. He used a parachute, demanded a ransom, and jumped from a plane. But McCoy didn't match Cooper's physical description, and he was caught shortly after his crime. Others suspected military veterans, rogue pilots, or disgruntled airline workers. In 2021, a group of amateur sleuths claimed to have identified Cooper through long-lost letters and linguistic analysis. Yet again, no proof. As decades passed, the mystery morphed from investigation to legend. Some believe he didn't survive the jump. The terrain was unforgiving, the weather brutal, and he was ill-equipped. Others argue he was a skilled paratrooper who planned every move meticulously. Theories swirl like wind through the evergreens. Was the jump a final act of desperation, or a masterstroke of criminal genius? If he died, why was his body never found? If he lived, how did he stay hidden for so long? Perhaps the most intriguing part of the story is what DB.Cooper didn't do. He didn't harm anyone. He didn't seek fame. He didn't leave a manifesto or cause. He simply vanished. Maybe that's why we can't let go. He represents the ultimate unsolved case, a ghost in the machine, a reminder that sometimes someone really can disappear without a trace. And every year, new theories emerge, new clues are unearthed, and new believers join the chase. So we keep asking, is DB.Cooper buried beneath the evergreens? Or did he walk away from it all, watching the legend grow from afar? If this mystery gripped you like it did us, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. We've got more unsolved legends, chilling secrets, and historical enigmas coming your way. So stay curious and stay tuned, because the truth, it might be just one clue away.